morning, dear students. My name is Albertina Shilongo. I'm a tutor for computer literacy in the program Diploma in Junior Secondary Education. Okay, so today's presentation on computer literacy, we're actually going to talk about the content of the whole study guide, and presented to you is the learning outcomes. Explain the concepts such as computers, laptops, hardware, software, internet, computer virus, the RAM, the ROM, CD, DVD, and the related components of the computers. Outline the main components of the computer system. Explain the 4 main components of the computer system. Clarify what a smart board is in the learning environment. Explain the impact of computers on society. Describe the good habits of using a computer. Discuss the health implications or the safety implications that are involved when using a computer. Explain what the computer ethics are and the code of conduct when using a computer. Explain the library concepts, procedures and issues. This is when it comes to searching for information. Discuss the issues related to mass media. This is also when it comes to information searching. Okay, what we're going to discuss today, this is the table of content. We're going to talk about IT technology, tools and equipments, using computers, and managing files, using MS Word, which is a program that is mainly used for typing Word documentation. We're going to talk about the different library concepts, procedures and issues that are involved when searching for books in the library. And then we're going to talk about the mass media. So this is just a list in order of what we're going to talk about. So what is a computer? Okay, there are so many definitions to a computer. You can actually define the computer based on how it looks like, based on what it does, based on your opinions of a computer. Okay, but then the definition that I have here is that a computer is an electronic device, in a sense that for you to operate a computer, you will need electricity. That's why it's an electronic device. It's an electronic device that takes in data as input, that takes in unprocessed facts, or that takes in the raw materials as input. You know, these raw materials are actually processed, you know, by the processing devices in the computer, and then the processed data becomes information, and the information is actually what the computer outputs. So it's an electronic device that takes in data as input, process this data, and then output this data in another form called information. Okay, now we use computers, and computers are actually used for so many purposes. What I have here is just a handful. There is so much. Yeah, computers are actually used to process. Yeah, they are used to store. They are used to retrieve information. Yeah, computers are used to type documentations. Computers are used to send emails. Computers are used to play games. Computers are used to browse the internet. Computers are used for communication via Skype. There is actually so much that we can do with computers. Okay. Okay. Now the main components of a computer system. Okay. Now a computer is a system. When we talk about a system, we actually talk about different set of components that are assembled together to perform a specific task. Now a computer is just not one single device. It's various components that are put together, and then they actually form up a computer. Okay. Now the main components of a computer system, we've got input devices. Yeah. The input devices, these are devices that are attached to the computer, or these are the devices on the computer that are used to input data or to enter data in the computer. Okay. And then we've got the processor or the processing devices. Now once the input devices are used to enter data in the computer, in the computer, there are some devices called the processing devices. Now, these processing devices, they are the ones that actually execute the instruction so that, you know, the data that is inserted in our computer are actually processed into something that has meaning to us, and that is called output. Now, the output is actually displayed to us via output devices. Yeah. However, we only don't have the three components. We also have got something called the memory. The memory is also another important aspect of the computer. Yeah. Now, when this data is being processed by the processing devices in the computer, they are held in the memory. Yeah. So the memory is also another important aspect of the computer because it holds information that are under processing by the computer. Okay. Now we've got different types of computers. Yeah. We've got different types of computers, and all the different types of computers actually have, or they actually fall within the main components of the computer. Yeah. What I actually want to say is that the different types of all the different types of computer, anything that you regard as a computer, has these four main components. Yeah. Now the different types of computers that I have here, you know, but there's actually so much, you know. Like I said, a computer, based on your definition, you know, based on your, the computers have got, there are so many definitions to a computer. Yeah. So for you, a certain device, you can call it a computer. Say, for instance, a TV. Yeah, a TV has got the same processing power as a computer. So according to your definition, you can also define a TV as a computer. Yeah. So now the different types of computers that I have here, I've got the desktop. Yeah. Now the desktop type of computer is a computer that sits on your desk. Yeah. It's a computer that has got a monitor apart, and then the CPU apart, and then the keyboard, and then the mouse, and so on and so on. So this is the desktop. These are computers that we see in offices. These are computers that we have at home, or these are computers that we see on our desks. Yeah. We've got a laptop. Yeah. A laptop is also another type of computer. We've got cell phones. Like I said, you know, based on your definition of a computer, a cell phone can also be regarded as a computer because it has got the same processing power as a computer. Yeah. Like I said, computers are used to store information, they are used to search, they are used for communication. I can do the same with my cell phone. So I can also regard my cell phone as a computer, especially when it is a smartphone. iPads, these are smaller versions of, I can put it as laptops. And then the personal digital assistants, these are also another form of computers. Okay. Now let's talk about computer processing devices. Like I said, that in the main components of the computer, we've got input devices, yeah, and then we've got processing. You enter your data with input devices. The data is processed, yeah. Now in the computer, there are processing devices. Now these are actually devices in the computer that handles the processing, the controlling, the storage, the retrieval of information by receiving data from input, process and output the information. Yeah. So basically the processing devices, these are the devices that execute the instructions of the computer. Yeah. Now the processing devices that we have on our computer, we've got something called the motherboard. This is like the main board in the computer where almost everything is attached. We've got a CPU, central processing unit. This is a small chip inside our computer, and this is the one that does the real work. This is the one that does the processing of information. I've got the graphic processing unit. This actually has to do with the graphics of the computer. We've got the network cards. You know, these are cards, or these are computer devices that allows a computer to connect to the network. We've got the sound card. These are the computer devices that allows us to hear the audio that is being produced by the computer, and a lot more. Okay. Categories of computers. Okay, we've got the different types of computers, and not only that, computers fall in different categories. Yeah. Now, one of the categories of the computer is a personal computer. Now, a personal computer is a small single-user computer based on a microprocessor. So this is just a small single-user computer. It's just a computer that allows one person to work on it with. So basically, it doesn't really have a lot of or high processing power. A workstation is a powerful single-user computer with more powerful microprocessor and high-quality monitor. We've got a mini computer. It's a multi-user computer capable of supporting 10 to 100 users simultaneously. So this one actually has a lot of processing power because more than 1 or more than 10 users can actually use it at a time. The mainframe computer is a powerful multi-user computer capable of supporting many, like 100 to 1,000 users simultaneously. And then a supercomputer, this is one of the fastest computers that actually can support hundreds of millions of instructions per second. Okay, now computer components. Yeah, like I said, a computer is just not one single device. Yeah, a computer is basically made up of various components that are assembled together. Now, these components are actually categorized. Yeah, one of the category of a computer component is the hardware. When we talk about computer hardware, we're actually talking about the tangible parts of the computer. Anything that you can touch on your computer is actually called a hardware. Be it a mouse, be it a keyboard, be it a monitor, be it a network interface card. Anything attached to your computer that you can touch is actually called a hardware. Okay, now hardware can be the processing devices, like I said, the network interface card, the CPU is something that you can touch. Yeah, the input devices, like I spoke of mouse, keyboard, these are input devices. The output devices, be it your monitor, yeah, your storage device, be it your USB, be it your computer hard drive. These are tangible components that are attached to your computer. Okay, now the software is also another computer component. Yeah, now when you talk about software, we're actually talking about programs that execute instructions in the computer. Okay, when we talk about softwares, we're actually talking about programs, yeah, that execute instructions in the computer. These are not tangible. It's not something that you can touch, yeah, but you can actually see. Yeah, like say for instance, right now I can view a program that I'm presenting with, but it's not really something that I can touch. So this program is actually executing the instructions. Now softwares, they come in different categories also. Yeah, we've got something called the operating system. When we talk about the operating system, we're actually talking about the main software that is installed in our computer. Yeah, the main software that is installed in our computer, which is an interface, yeah, between the computer softwares, yeah, and the computer hardware. Yeah, the operating system is the main software that is installed in the computer, which is an interface between other programs or other softwares that are installed in the computer, and then between also the hardwares of the computer. Now, these computer components, they actually work together in a sense that, if you only have hardware, you don't have software, your computer will not work. If you have softwares, you don't have hardwares, then your computer is also useless. So these hardware components, they actually works together. Okay. Now, the different types of operating systems, we've got, say for instance, Windows 7. Windows 7 is an operating system. The operating system is actually crucial to the operation of the computer. Without it, your computer will not perform. Yeah, we've got Windows 7, we've got Windows 8, we've got Linux. Is also another type of command line interface. We have got Mac. Mac is also another operating system. Okay, now the operating system is actually crucial to the operation of your computer. Without it, your computer cannot actually do anything. Another type of software is the application software. Yeah. When we talk about application software, we're actually talking about softwares that you install inside your computer for them to perform a specific task. Say, for instance, if you want to access the internet, or if you want to type a Word documentation, you must install a specific software that allows you to do that. Now, this type of softwares are actually called application softwares. They are not crucial to the operation of the computer, because your computer will still work even if you don't have Microsoft Word, which allows you to connect, or which allows you to type Word documentation. Your computer will still work even if you don't have Mozilla Firefox, which is an application that allows you to connect to the internet. Yeah. So these are the programs that you actually install and uninstall when it's necessary or when need be, but they don't really affect the operation of your computer. Your computer will still perform. Now, the utility programs, when you talk about utility programs, we're actually talking about softwares that are related to the management of our hardware. Yeah, in a sense that if I need to use a mouse is a hardware. Yeah, if I need to use a mouse, there must be a software, yeah, or I must install a software in my computer that will allow the mouse, which is a hardware component, to be detected by the main operating system of the computer. However, some of these basic devices like the mouse, the keyboard, they come with their own softwares. They're actually called plug-and-play softwares. Now, these are actually called utility programs. Utility programs are actually programs that are specific or that are related to the management of the hardware components. Okay. Now, that basically what I want to say, that for every device, every physical device that you attach to your computer system must have a software that will allow it to be recognized by the main software and for you to use it. Yeah. So basically, this is actually sometimes called drivers. Yeah. Say, for instance, if you want to connect, if you just bought a new printer, yeah. If you just bought a new printer, you can't just automatically print. You must install the software of that hardware device, which is your printer, inside the computer so that the two can communicate. Now, these are actually called utility programs. Okay. Now, let's talk about language translators. So this actually has to do with softwares, or this actually has to do with programs. So basically, when one is talking about programs and when one is talking about softwares, and these two words are actually used interchangeably, meaning they are similar to each other. So sometimes somebody can say what program, or somebody can say what software. Basically, they mean the same thing. Now, the language translators, computer programs are actually written in a specific language. Yeah. Now, computers, we operate computers as human beings, but then computers, they don't really understand the language that we talk or the language that we speak. Computers have got their language, their own language. They are called a computer language. Yeah. Now, a translator, okay, is a computer program that performs a translation of a program written in a given programming language into a functionality equivalent to a program in a different computer language. So basically, the translator is the one that translates, a language that is understandable from one code to another code of the computer. Now, the three main categories of translators that are used, we've got the assembly, yeah, we've got the compiler, yeah, and then we've got the interpreter. So these are the different three categories of language translators that are used by the computer. Okay. Now, generations of programming languages. Programming languages, these are actually languages that are used when you are programming or when you are writing software programs. Yeah. Now, they come in different generations, just like human beings, we also exist in different generations. Programming languages also do exist in different programming languages. Now, we've got the first generation, this one is more machine code. that can be executed by a computer directly. Okay, then we've got a second generation type of programming language. It's an assembly language that was developed to make it easier for programmers to write instructions. And then we've got the third generation. Okay, this is a high-level platform-independent and problem-oriented language. And then we have got the fourth generation. This is a declarative language where the programmers write facts or rules rather than the statements. Okay, now the classifications of operating systems. Yeah, like I said, the operating system is the main software of the computer. Without it, your computer cannot perform. Now, these operating systems are actually classified in different categories. Yeah, meaning they are not the same. You know, some operating systems can do this, while others can do that, or while others cannot do what the others can do. So that they're actually classified according to that. Now we've got the multi-user operating system. Now the multi-user operating system is a type of operating system that allows 2 or more users to run programs at the same time. Yeah, that's a multi-user. It allows, you know, more than one user to use the program at the same time or simultaneously. And the multiprocessing is a type of operating system that supports a running program on more than one CPU. The multiprocessing is a type of operating system that supports running a program on more than one central processing unit. The multitasking is a type of operating system that allows a user to perform more than one task at a time. Okay, the multitasking is a type of operating system that allows a user to operate more than one program or to perform more than one program at the same time. Multi-threading, this is a type of operating system that actually allows different parts of the single program to run concurrently. It's a type of operating system that allows different parts of a single program to run concurrently. And then we've got the real-time operating system. The real-time operating system is the type of operating system where output is immediately affected by input. Yeah. Now, say for instance, your alarm system at home, you know, they use operating system. You know, the moment they sense that the alarm was on, and then they sense something, you know, then automatically it reacts. Yeah. So that is what they mean by real time. You know, all these devices that you see, they use operating system, and this is the classification of those operating systems. Okay, and then we speak about the storage devices. Yeah, we said that one of the main use of the computer is to store. Yeah, when you store something, you keep it so that you can retrieve it later, or you keep it for later use. Now, the computer has got different storage devices. Yeah, it has got different storage devices within it, or you can attach different storage devices to the computer. Okay. Now, within these storage devices, we store data and we also store information. Data, unprocessed raw facts, information, processed data that has got a meaning. Okay. Now, one of the storage devices is a disk. Yeah. A disk is actually a round plate on which data can be encoded. So basically, a disk is a round kind of flat plate on which data is written or on which data is encoded. Yeah. Now the examples of a disk, we've got a magnetic disk, and then we also have got an optical disk. Yeah. Now the magnetic disk is a type of disk in which data is encoded or data is written as a microscopic magnetized needleless of the disk surface. So basically, this is a type of disk where data is actually written magnetically on the disk's surface. Yeah. Now, say for instance, your floppy disk. These are old storage devices. I don't really know whether they are still in use, but maybe the hard disk of the computer, and so on and so on. And then the optical disk. Yeah. Now the optical disc, this is actually the type of disc where data is recorded, yeah, by bending the microscopic hole in the surface of the disc. Yeah, so this is the type of disc where data is actually recorded or data is bent on a microscopic hole on the surface of the disc with or using a razor. Now say for instance, the CD-ROM is actually the type of the optical disc. Other storage devices, you know, that can be attached to our computer, you know, we've got a USB, flash drives, or sometimes we call them memory stick. We've got the CD, recordables, rewritables. Yeah, we've got the CD recordables, we've got the DVD recordable, rewritable, we've got the DVD rewritable, we've got the Blu-ray discs, we've got the SAN, stands for Storage Area Network. Yeah, we've got the external hard drives, and then we've got the memory, yeah, be it the RAM or be it the ROM. These are the storage devices of the computer. Okay, now when we talk about computer storage, the storage of the computer can also be categorized in what I actually want to say is that the storage device of the computer can be measured. Yeah, the storage device of the computer can be measured, just like when we measure distance, just like when we measure quality, not quality but quantity, the same way that we measure, the same way that we measure the weight, the storage capacity of computers can also be measured. Now the smallest measuring unit, yeah, in the storage capacity of the computer is something called a bit. Yeah, a bit can only be a 0 or a 1. Like I said, computers, they speak a language that we don't understand. Yeah. Now the storage capacity of a bit or the storage capacity of a computer is a bit. A bit can either be represented by a 1 or by a 0, but I don't think we have got, no, in fact, we don't have storage capacity that are a bit, small or that are a bit large, because this is just way too insignificant. It's not, it's very, very small. Yeah, but that is actually the smallest storage capacity of a computer storage device. After a bit comes a byte. Yeah, a byte is made up of 8 bits. Yeah, a byte is made up of 8 zeros and ones. Yeah, after a byte we've got a kilobyte. A kilobyte is made up of 1024 bytes. After a kilobyte we've got a megabytes. Megabytes is made up of 1024 kilobytes. We've got a gigabyte. Gigabytes is made up of 1024 megabytes. Terabyte, 1024 gigabytes. Petabyte is made up of 1024 terabytes. Exabyte is made up of 1024 petabytes. We've got a zettabyte, which is made up of 1024 exabytes. We've got a yottabyte. Yottabyte is made up of 1024 zettabytes. We've got a brontobytes. Brontobytes is made up of 1024 yottabytes. We've got a geopbyte. Geopbyte is made up of 1024. These are very, very massive, storage devices. So far, in Namibia, I think our storage devices are at terabyte. So far, our storage devices in computers, in a hard disk drive, they are now stands at terabyte. So we actually find, storage devices with more and more and more storage capacity than we currently have in Namibia. Okay, now we spoke about a computer being made up of input devices, output devices, storage devices, and processing devices. Now, what are the different types of input devices? Like I said, input devices, these are devices that are actually used to enter data in your computer. What is that you use to enter data in your computer? Whatever it is, it's called an input device. Okay? Your keyboard, when you type, you enter data in the computer. The keyboard is an input device. The mouse, when you point where you want to input data in your computer, you use a mouse. A mouse can also be regarded as an input device. the barcode reader, say for instance in the shop, when you buy something, they scan. Now that device that they use to scan is called a barcode reader. It's an input device. We've got the microphone. When you speak, you're actually inputting data. You are inputting your voice, in the microphone. That can also be regarded. In fact, that is regarded as an input device. A scanner is an input device. A camera, when you took pictures, you want to put them in your computer, a camera can also be regarded as an input device. Output device, these are devices that are actually used to display information or processed information of the computer. Okay, now one of the common output devices is a monitor. The monitor is a screen. Yeah, the screen, it can also be sometimes regarded as a monitor. A monitor is an output device, because whatever is processed by my computer is actually displayed on my monitor. A printer is an output device. I've got something in soft copy, I want hard copy, I send it to the printer and then it output that. Speakers, when you play music on your computer, the music is being processed by the computer and then the speakers displays that. The projector is also an output device, because it projects what the computer has processed. Okay, you are not limited. There's actually more and more and more to this. This is just what we see on our everyday basis. Okay. We spoke about the keyboard, be an input device. Yeah. Now on the keyboard, you find different keys. Yeah. On the keyboard, you find different keys. And almost every key on the keyboard has got its own functionality. Okay, now I've just identified a few keys that I want to look at their functionalities. We've got the caps lock. Yeah, the caps lock is a key on your keyboard that allows you to type capital letters. Okay, we've got the shift key. The shift key, this is just below the caps lock. Yeah, the one with the arrow pointing up. The shift key is also another key that allows you to type capital letters, but with this one, you must hold it in with the key that you want it to appear in capital. Yeah, or sometimes it allows us to type special characters. Yeah, if you want a character that is appearing on top of another letter, on top of a number, you use the shift key and then that letter. So with the shift key, you can't use it alone. You must use it with another key. Yeah, we've got the tab key. The tab key is the one on our left-hand side with opposing arrows. The tab key allows the cursor to jump from one position to another on the computer. The enter key is the confirmation key. If you want to confirm something on your computer, you press the enter key. The escape key, top left corner, it's written ESC. This is the one that allows you to quit a specific program that you're running. The space bar is the longest key on our keyboard. This allows you to create space between different words. We've got the control key, CTRL. The control key is also one of the function keys that is used, but we don't use it alone. You must use it with other keys. With the function key, you can create, with the control key, you can, in conjunction with other keys, you can do computer administration. You can also use shortcuts and so on and so on. The Alt keys is also used in conjunction with other keys. The navigation keys, these are the keys just beside the numlock with the arrows pointing top, left, right, and bottom. This one allows you to navigate around your page, allows you to go up, down, left, or right. The backspace key allows you to delete one letter at a time. Then the delete key allows you to delete either a sentence or to delete a word or to delete a picture, whatever it is. Yeah, we use the delete key. Then the shortcut keys. These are actually keys on the keyboard that are used in conjunction with other keys. Yeah, they actually they provide a shorter way of performing a specific task. Yeah, say for instance, if you want to copy something, you use Control C. You know, it's a shorter way of copying something. If you want to paste something, you use Control V. These are called shortcut keys. These are keys that we use on our keyboard. They provide a shorter way or an easier way of us performing a specific task. The mouse, like I said, the mouse is also another input device. Yeah, the mouse has got two buttons, the left button and the right button. Now, in most cases, we use the left button. With the left button, you can click if you want to select something. Yeah, you can right click. The right click usually presents you with so many options. You can point at a specific item. You can point and click. You can double click. You can click and drag. You know, so a mouse can actually be used for all these tasks. Okay, another important component of the computer, not really component, but another functionality that is important to the operation of the computer is something called the uninterruptible power supply. Sometimes we refer to it as the UPS. Okay, now a UPS is an electronic backup device that provides emergency power to load when input power source, typically the main power fails. So basically the UPS is a device that we connect our computer to, yeah, just in case we have a power failure, yeah, then the UPS currently, you know, jumps in to supply us with power, yeah. Now, the UPS is actually mainly used to protect the hardware equipment of the computer, the data center, telecommunication equipment, as well as other electrical equipments where power shortages could cause injuries, fatalities, or data loss. Yeah? Now, a UPS is just simply a device that allows or that prevents data loss, that prevent injuries, that prevent fatalities in case there is an abrupt power failure. Okay. Let's talk about computer viruses. Yeah, a computer virus is a software or is a program. Yeah, it's a program that was programmed. Yeah, just like any other program, a computer virus is also just a program. It's also just a software. But this software was not programmed to do us good. Yeah, this program was actually programmed to cause havoc or to cause harm to the operation of the computer without the owner of the computers aware, or without the owner of the computers being aware of it. So a computer program or a computer virus is a malicious program that was programmed to cause havoc to the operation of the computer without the knowledge of the user, or without the knowledge of the owner of the computer. Okay, now computer virus can be categorized in different types. Yeah, we've got something called a virus. A virus is a small piece of program that attaches itself to the real program and reproduce each time that program is open. So basically a virus is a malicious program that attaches itself to the genuine program of the computer. Now every time you open that genuine program of the computer, the virus replicates. Yeah, the virus becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and then eventually, you know, it can cause or it can actually disrupt the whole operation of your computer to a point where your computer crashes, or to a point where your computer becomes non-responsive to anything that you do. Okay, email virus. The email virus, these are the type of virus that spread as an attachment. Yeah, so these are the types of emails that spread as an attachment to everyone in your address book. Yeah, so this type of emails, they actually replicates, you know, they replicate themselves to everybody who is appearing in your address book, you know, when you're sending an email. A Trojan horse is also another computer virus. Yeah, what this computer virus actually do is that it claims to do one thing, meanwhile it's actually causing havoc to the operation of your computer. Say for instance, you want to download a game from the internet, yeah, or play games, yeah. So this game will actually appear as a real game to you. Meanwhile, it's a virus, yeah. So now here you are playing a game, but in actual fact, you've opened a virus, yeah. Now while you're playing a game, the virus is actually behind this game, and it's either searching for information from your computer, or it's actually damaging the main components of your computer, and then eventually your computer becomes non-responsive, or your computer becomes, or your computer simply clashes. And then we've got a worm, or a worm is a small piece of software that is used by the computer network and security host to replicate itself. So basically, this is a type of computer, this is a type of virus, yeah, that uses the internet to replicate itself, yeah, to replicate itself. But mostly this one, this type of computer, this type of virus, they simply just make your computer very slow. Let's talk about the network. Okay, when we talk about a network, we're actually talking about a group of 2 or more computers connected together to share data, to share information, or to share resources. Yeah, a network is a group of 2 or more computers. Yeah, not only computers but other devices also. Yeah, that are linked together in order to share data, in order to share resources, or in order to share information. Okay, now there are different types of computer networks. Yeah, different types of computer networks, in a sense that there are different types of network setups. Yeah, when the network is simply an arrangement of computers, or it's an environment that you set up. Now there are different types of computer networks, or there are different types of computer network setups. We've got a local area network, which sometimes is referred to a LAN. When we talk about a local area network, we're actually talking about a network that is limited to a specific geographical location. Yeah, that can be a network for a specific company, a network for a specific institution, and it doesn't go beyond that. You are limited to the geographical locations. Okay, wide area network, which stands for WAN. This is a type of network that is not limited to any geographical location. Say for instance the internet. The internet is a network because it's computers connected together all over the world. So it's not limited to any geographical location. So it can be called as a WAN, wide area network. Metropolitan area network stands for MAN, is a type of network that spans a city or that spans a town. Yeah. Now say for instance FNB. Yeah. FNB has got branches in Katutura, a branch in say Marua Mall, a branch in at Grove Mall. Yeah. So they use one network. Yeah. So basically it's a main office with its branches within the same network. So this type of setup is actually called a metropolitan area network, a home area network, or sometimes can be called a private area network. This is your simple, or this is your small network setup at home. You've got maybe telecom or MTC, Wi-Fi. To that Wi-Fi, you connect your printer, you connect your cell phone, you connect your laptop. Yeah. So this is your small private network at home. Okay, the virtual private network. This is a type of network that creates a tunnel through the internet for you to connect to a local area network. Now, say for instance, you are at home, yeah, but then you need to contact a server at work. So what you do is you create a tunnel, yeah, you create a link through the wide area network, yeah, for you to access your network at work. Now that is actually called the virtual private network. The SAN, which stands for storage area network. Now, this is a type of network with high capacity and fast processing storage devices. So this is a type of network that is mainly just used for storage. Yeah. Now on this type of area network, you've got high speed or high processing servers and so on, that simply just allows you to store data. Okay, now let's talk about the internet. When you talk about the internet, we're usually talking about a global connection of computers, networks, providing a variety of information and communication. So basically, when talking about the internet, we're actually talking about a global connection of computers. We're actually talking about computers that are connected to each other globally. Yeah. Now, for these computers to connect, they must use specific standards, and they must also use specific communication protocols. Yeah. Now, the protocol, when we talk about a protocol, we're actually talking about a set of rules that governs a specific operation. Now, the protocol that is used by the internet is actually called the HTTP. Now, the internet is mainly used for a variety of tasks. Yeah, we can search for information from the internet. We can communicate either via email or via Skype. We can play games. You know, almost nowadays, you know, our life revolves around the internet because it has become impossible to do anything without the internet. So that's why it's very, very crucial to our everyday life nowadays. Now, when we talk about searching for information on the internet, there are specific websites that allows you just to search for information. Yeah? Or now, these specific sites, they're actually called search engines. Yeah? Now, the search engines, these are programs that are mainly used for searching information on the internet. Now, say for instance, Google, say for instance, Yahoo, say for instance, Bing, Mama, and so on and so on. So these are called search engines. These are websites that are created mainly for one to search for information. They are not content-based, but rather search engines or search websites. Okay. Well, let's talk about smart boards. When we talk about a smart board, especially in a learning environment, in fact, smart boards are mostly used in the classroom or in an environment where learning takes place. Okay? A smart board is an interactive whiteboard that uses touch detectives for user input. For instance, scrolling and right mouse click in the same way a normal PC input device. Okay, so basically a smart board is a whiteboard. Yeah, it's a whiteboard just like our traditional whiteboard in the classroom. Yeah, but this one is smart in a sense that it operates the same way a computer operates. Yeah, with it you can click, you can double click, you can basically do anything, yeah, on a smart board the same way that you operate a computer. Yeah. Now, the smart boards, it's best used in class for class participation, yeah, for intuitive, for design, for engaging digital workspace. Yeah. Now, what are the advantages of a smart board in the classroom? Accommodate varying learning styles. Yeah. Now, with our traditional whiteboards, you know, we're kind of limited. You know, because you just go to the board, you write the notes, and then you expect, irregardless of the learning styles of students, you actually expect them just to align to the learning style of a whiteboard where you write notes, you explain, and and then students must actually capture the concept from there. But with a smart board, there's actually more, or it can accommodate varying learning styles. Students with varying learning style can actually be accommodated on a smart board. Yeah, in a sense that they can brainstorm. You know, you can go on the smart board, write, Depending on your learning style, you can actually use the smart board. Easy to maintain, it's easy to maintain and does not have the hassle of cleaning, because you simply just close a page. You don't really have to do anything. Yeah, can be used as a tool for note-taking and brainstorming. Like I said, there are some students that learn by brainstorming, by exploring various ideas and so on. A smart board is actually a handy tool for doing that. A smart board also allows students to play educational games. Yeah, to play educational games, through that they also learn. And not only that, it can accommodate various medias. Yeah, say for instance videos, say for instance pictures, say for instance audios. Yeah, all these forms of media can be attached to your smart board. Yeah, and depending on the learning styles of the students can actually learn best in an area or in an environment where smart boards are used. Okay, now as much as computers have become our everyday's life, or our everyday's essential in the operation or in running our everyday's issues or running our everyday's business, they impact us positively and they also impact us negatively. Almost everything that has got positive effects also have got negative effects. Yeah. Now computers make our life easy, because we can actually perform our tasks without much effort. Instead of me writing a Word document, I simply go to them. Instead of me writing a letter, writing a memo, writing minutes, I simply just type them on my computer. So it makes my life easier. It makes my work easier. Yeah, provides for efficiency for day-to-day business. Yeah, efficiency in a sense that if I need to transfer money to somebody, I don't go to the queue in the bank and stand. I simply do it online from the comfort of my home. If I need to communicate with somebody, say for instance in the States, I simply just open my computer program, either Skype or email, and then I communicate with somebody. Yeah. So not only that, it's actually improved the life of the people in education, in the sense that if I need to search for information, I don't necessarily have to go to the library. Information is actually available on the internet. Yeah. Or if I have a specific health condition that I don't know much about, I can search for it on the internet. Yeah. However, there are also other negative impacts, that are associated with the using of computers. We've got unemployment. Now, because computers have made life easier or have made most of the things possible, now there's also a high rise in unemployment because the manual work that was used to be done by people is now easily performed with a computer. Wastage of time and energy. With a computer, you can play games, you can go on social media. Some of these things, they are not productive. So you can actually waste a lot of time and become unproductive when you don't know what the negative impacts can be when using a computer. Data security with the internet, the security of our data is actually compromised because one can actually, via the internet, one can actually access your banking information, and with that, they also perform crimes. Okay, great. However, apart from the negative impact, there are also some health and safety issues related or associated to when you're using a computer. Yeah. Now, those health issues includes continual or recurring discomfort. When you sit at the computer for a long time, it becomes a bit uncomfortable for you. These are actually impacting on your health. Aches and pains, this can be, your back pain or your neck pain and so on and so on. Okay. And then throbbing, tingling, numbness, burning sensation, stiffness, eye strain is also one of the health issues that are caused by the use of computers. Now, computer ethics and code of conduct. Yeah. Now, using the computer also comes with some code of conducts. Yeah. Now, high standard of skills and knowledge, you need to possess that. Confident relationship with people. Yeah. Public reliance upon the standard of conduct and established practice. The observance of an ethical code.